Okay. All right. We back. Now, I don't know what this about. You know, I don't know. They shut it down. My whole complete stream. You know what I mean? Everything just the wonder, even the wonder itself closed out. I didn't touch anything. I didn't move anything. But the whole broadcast just shut down and shut out by itself. Man, what is that about? Nonetheless, all praise to the Most High. We back. We right back to it. All right. If I'm not mistaken, we left off talking about Judah the Lion, Shabbat Shalom, King. We left talking about how the phases of transitioning, from being big to little to babies now, and just the Israelite man altogether, the standing of the Israelite man, what that means, how we've morphed basically. We've morphed going backwards. And I keep referring to that Willie Lynch letter. Willie Lynch said he wanted us to be like murals, retarded. You know what I'm saying? In other words, okay. All right, but nonetheless, we back though, family. Denzel Banks, Karen Gibson, they running scared. I guess so. They don't want their word going forth, man. But praise the Most High. Denzel Banks, Shabbat Shalom, King. Shabbat Shalom to y'all. But nonetheless, all of it is a part of sacrificing. You know what I mean? To demasculinize or make the man, our men in particular, effeminate. You know what I mean? Because in the case where you remove the man, guess the children are up for grabs. You know what I mean? Who gonna protect these children if the men, occupied doing other things, or they too weak to be protectors, or they don't have the wisdom or understand what's going on. They being accepting of everybody, they welcoming everybody around them. You don't know what kind of spirit this person has. You know what I mean? But nonetheless, with those sacrifices, just to name a few who were sacrifices, who are sacrifices. We talking about Magic Johnson, his son. We talking about Dwayne Wade, his son. Right? We talking about Jaden Smith and Willow Smith, their children being sacrifices. We talking about even with the industry and this even if they shutting it down, jiggling the wires like King saying, look, it's not like, you know what I'm saying. I'm not talking about that's the crazy part. You know what I mean? The truth is already out, the cat out the bag. What can you do? What you doing? You know what I'm saying? Corey Feldman came out, letting you know Hollywood is filled with he got molested. It's filled with pedophiles. Elijah Wood. What was that? The guy from the Lord of the Rings, Frodo. He came out and said Hollywood has a pedophilia problem. So the people in the industry, they already know this stuff. You know what I'm saying? We the ones getting it late in certain cases. But nonetheless, all praise to the Most High, man. So let me see what y'all saying over here. Sidney Allen, the fourth, said that happened on GOCC stream 2. Volume just going in and out. Crazy how true videos be messed up, but you can watch something satanic. No issues. Keep bringing it out, fam. Come. All praise to the Most High. Ain't this something? Yeah, they want to obstruct truth. Indeed, man. But it's going to go forth. Judah the Lion is being issues on all my brothers' channels today. Let them hate. This word going to go. Indeed it is. Say, yes, sir, right? No point. That's why the Most High has an order. Indeed. All right, so family, let me say I did have a few more things. Oh, yeah. Something that see what we got here. Tucker Carlson. I'm gonna put this link in the description. Just in case y'all don't know, Sirach 5 and 15 tell us be aware or be not ignorant of any matter, small or great. And I think within the 2 minute, at the 2 minute mark, that's where he'll start talking about, what I'm putting here, the attack on children, but mainly like I started talking about Israelite men, our families, the chosen. Tucker Carlson, supposed to be news, whatever he is. All right. So recently come out when they were talking about reopening the schools, sending children back to school in the fall. This man said, I just put the link in the comment box. This man come out his mouth and say that the government saying, yeah, they want to open the schools, and the first who need to go, the ones who will be admitted to go to school first, are all the non-whites. All the non-whites. And he said, the white students will be ordered. Listen to this carefully, family. Said the white children will be ordered to stay at home until the virus subsides. So what that mean? What? Let's digest it. You saying the non-whites, or whoever's not Caucasian or European, they'll be told that, listen, you got to go to school. And we know truancy, the truancy laws, you need to go to school. But meanwhile, he didn't say nothing about the virus subsiding. Attack on the children, on our children, most definitely. Says after that to follow up and say that the white children will be ordered to stay at home until the virus subsides. So prevent them from possibly catching the coronavirus as they putting out. Prevent the white children from that. Experiment. Let's see if any of those melanated, those brown babies get the coronavirus. Let's see if they get it first. Wicked, man. But you got people like what my sister saying, truth is the new hate speech, talking like this. Oh man, you a bigot. Just like last Sabbath, man, it was crazy. We out there on the corner teaching, right? I'm just speaking the facts of history. Man, you had this Gentile in the car, passenger. She let her window down. She listening. The moment I start talking about stuff like what we talking about in history for what these so-called white folks done to us and how they've been operating throughout the world altogether, this woman literally she couldn't get the window up fast enough. She took her hands, y'all, and grabbed the window and tried to pull it up. I said, man, this lady really want to get this thing down. So like, y'all don't know somebody at this door. I tell you what, they ain't gonna have to hold on. We working right now. Look, but aside from that, this pretty much the main, the majority of what I had though for today. But I put those links. Please check out those links, y'all. Please check out those links. Look at what they saying. Or I didn't get to pull it all out. We got Joe Biden. I wanted to show this picture with Jackie Chan and Willow Smith with Will Smith. You know what I'm saying? How they the picture itself don't even look. It don't even look right. Make sure I got everything. Tucker Carlson, we got that. I put the TED talk in there with a woman, basically saying that pedophilia is a condition that we should be accepting these people for, or recognizing it, not putting pressure on them for having that mindset. It's a bunch of crazy stuff, man. But family, that's pretty much all I have. Keep in mind as we train up our children, watch out for our babies. There's a whole lot more information that could have been brought out, you know what I mean? But that's all that I can gather together in the time that I had. But keep in mind, man, you know what I mean? These devils out here, you know what I'm saying? They lurking and looking. Protect our babies, protect ourselves, and be mindful that when the Most High destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah, When he destroyed those cities, it was children in those cities. And I'm making that point because they use a lot of these babies. They sacrifice them. They fondle them, molest them, destroy them spiritually to create monsters. So that they would be the heir to the dark kingdom or the dark throne to pass it down to another child. You know what I mean? To do somebody else wrong and keep the cycle going. All right. And for those who may be dealing with that, this ain't no attack on you. But just to lay it out on the table that, man, our children are targeted. Let's be mindful of that. We don't want our children to be those children that was engaged in the mass orgy. I'm just gonna say it outright. That we read about in Jasher. We don't want our children involved in that. All right, so it's up to us to guide our babies, to be aware of what they looking at. You know what I mean? To be around them, to know what's going on as much as possible. You know, to protect them, man. And I always praying for them, fasting for them, fasting with them and praying with them as much as we can. All right. Karen gives it time to fight back. Everything is being exposed, of course. How you feel about Nick Cannon recanting the truth? Deshaun Jackson, they making these brothers apologize for saying the chosen people. Sad. Indeed, earlier before you came on, King, I was just saying, I know we got different sides of it. People talking about them recanting their statements. I look at it as I'm not focusing on the recanting the statement, because even though they said they sorry, guess what? Their truth still went forth. They couldn't shut that down. It's too late. People, brothers and sisters all over the earth, then heard what Nick Cannon said. We the true Hebrews. So even though he apologized, their seed still got planted everywhere. Everywhere now, whatever ground is on, hey, we know what the scriptures say about that. You know what I mean? But you know, whatever the brother might be dealing with, or even what I considered, that's not to say I would do it, but you know, it's easy for some people to say what they would do in others' positions. It's easy to say what one would do in somebody else's shoes. All right, but who is he tied to? You know what I'm saying? What's on the line for this man to where he had to make the balance, or he didn't have the wherewithal to continue on with it and say whatever he was going, you know, keep moving however we would say we would do. Them shutting down his show, which come to find out, he said there was $1 billion brand that he built by whatever means, but that's tied into other people's lives. So I guess he was considering it. I don't know. You know what I mean? But the thing, like I said, what I'm focusing on, family, king, queens, brothers and sisters, was that the word still went forth. You know what I'm saying? He apologized for that, but they couldn't take that down. They couldn't take that back. They actually blasted it out even more, saying, look, he was reprimanded and ridiculed, right now, fired for saying such and such. So they're like, what do you say? Now they're going to research what he said. Now Soul saying anti-Semitism. Let me get there real quick, because I did make mention that I wanted to talk about that when we went to Genesis 9. So Genesis 9, for those who may not know, Noah had 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, or Japheth, or, you know. So when we come from the Bible dictionary, I'm going to read these descriptions. We need to understand what's being said. All right, here it says Shem, which means name or fame. It says second son of Noah and progenitor of the Semitic race. Was born 98 years before the flood and lived 600 years, outliving his descendants for 9 generations, excepting Eber and Abraham. All right, so there we go right there. The progenitor of the Semitic races, which is really the Shemitic race, would mean you a Shemite, or you descend from the lineage in the bloodline of Shem. All right, so he being, you know, we see him going through what he going through for saying it, because the Jewish community, they saying, well, there's anti-Semitism. You against, you know, why they parading with our identity. They saying, well, nah, you against God's chosen. We went through the Holocaust. We the Semitic people. No, you not. No, you not. You a devil. That's what you is. All right, so out of those three sons, Shem, we got the definition of Shem, and you can see this information in the video I posted a while back. It was it's not about color, it's about bloodline. All right. So Ham, it says Ham, hot. That's what it's supposed to mean. It says the youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of 8 persons to live through the flood. He became the progenitor of the dark races. Listen to this. Not the Negroes. All right. So he the progenitor of the dark races, but not the Negroes, but the Egyptians, Ethiopians, Libyans, and Canaanites. All right. His indecency when his father lay drunken brought a curse upon Canaan. All right. So let me put that in the screen and y'all excuse that. You know, I've been working with these books for time. But he said that's Ham right there. So if he the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes, and we trying to find our lineage, okay? We trying to who are these Semitic people? Okay, well, we know we don't come from Ham. We got dark people. The Egyptians, they dark. These other dark races, but we not the same. We don't come from them. So who we come from? We left with Shem and Japheth or Japheth. All right. So let me get Japheth. Let me get Japheth. Let's see. LNP. Japheth. Okay. Japheth or Japheth. It says God will enlarge. Son of Noah had 7 sons. Descendants occupy isles of Gentiles. Blessed by Noah. Okay, that's all we got. All right, but from the description of Shem, it said he outlived 9 of his generations, except Eber and Abraham. The word Eber going back to Ibar, going or that being in a more modern term Hebrew. All right, say he outlived everybody but Eber and Abraham. So then once we go into the book, the text, and find out, okay, well, we see Shem is a ancestor to Abraham. Abraham had a son out of 2, Ishmael and Isaac, but Isaac was the one that was chosen. Isaac gave or was the father to Esau and Jacob, but Jacob was the one that was chosen. Jacob's name was changed to Israel. Israel had 12 sons. That's where you get the 12 tribes of Israel. And then we see that the Most High made a binding agreement and covenant with the children of Israel, saying that if y'all obey me, I'm going to bless you like this. If you disobey me, I'm going to curse you like this. And we read all throughout the scriptures from that point. It's all about Israel. He upset with Israel. He redeeming Israel. He saving Israel. Get to the New Testament. We read in Hebrews 7:14, the Messiah, Christ, and Mashiach. He came from the 12 tribes. All right. See that he said he come from Judah. And then we get to Paul. Well, Paul say he come from the 12 tribes. He's a Benjamite. All right. And this same Paul, let me get it real quick. Let me get this real quick. Acts 13:1. These same people were melanated. All right. It says Acts 13:1 says, now there was in a church that was at Antioch certain prophets and teachers, as Barnabas and Simeon that was called Niger, and Lucius of Cyrene and Manaen, which had been brought up with Herod the tetrarch and Saul. And so when you look up the word Niger, you see that it means black, dark. Now, once we put in the picture, the puzzle pieces together, and we see we don't descend from Ham. All right. But you got these other dark races, the dark races, but the Negroes don't come from. And we trying to find, do we come from Japheth or Shem? And the chosen people, the Shemitic people, is who we reading about all throughout the book. We read that and tie those into the curses of Deuteronomy 28, Leviticus 26. We'll find out. It's clear and evident, man. We are the real Semitic people. We are the true Hebrew. He didn't say nothing wrong. All right, but once we talk about, like I always say, once we understand once we identify ourselves, now we have to identify who the fakes are. And when we identify the fakes, we want, okay, well, why you do that? How you do that to me? How did you gain an upper hand? Did you ever get justice for what you did to me? All right, so now we got to figure out, okay, who's supposed to be punished for what they've done? And the fact that when we realize that, the pressure get put on them. You know what I mean? They got to be looking for their judgment and justice to be served on them. They don't want that. They fear that. Revelation 2:9, though. Revelation 2:9 says, I know thy works in tribulation, in poverty. All right, poverty. There's another thing to show you who the people are. The Most High said, well, the Messiah said, we'll be impoverished. These folks run Hollywood. They run media. Like you said, it's 6 people that control all media that we ever be exposed to. It's 6 people that control all that. They Jewish. The fake Jew. All right. So they rich. These folk getting money. How is it look? Look at what's going on. They have enough influence to where this man make a statement, they get him fired from a show, that a brand that he built from this network. They got enough influence to do that. They got enough power to do that. And even the celebrities, the rappers and so on and so forth, they have to go make a deal. They have to go sit down with a so-called Jewish person in order for them to have success. You got a documentary out there about that. You can look it up on YouTube. I don't have a link for it. But Revelation 2:9 says, I know thy works in tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. And that's who they are. Come. And question, comments, and concerns before we close out, though, family. Like I said, that's all I have. Let me see. I want Shalom, Bama. Indeed, they did their job, Karen Gibson. That's why the book says hard for a rich man to enter in the kingdom. Indeed. All right. Karen Gibson said he doing what he got to do. A living dog is better than a dead lion. Makes sense right there. Shabbat Shalom, day why? Judah the Lion, absolutely, I agree 100%. It's just that when the spirit hit me years back, I knew what it was. Drop dope dealing and everything. You know, and in that case, yeah, we got to make the decision. It boils down of like what somebody put in the comments earlier. Can't serve 2 masters. You know what I mean? And really, you know, we would stand with them even more, you know, to stay on it. But nonetheless, that's just the part I'm focusing on. But I also said, and they still gonna treat them a certain way now anyway. They know he can see. You can't serve 2 masters, bro. Gotta choose, period. Come. We just had a conversation with the ex-member of Drew Hill on 12 Tribe Radio, YouTube. And that brother was clearly in the spirit of Christ, in truth and in spirit, and his brother told it. And this brother told it, indeed. So them folks treating these statements as if they're criminal offenses, crazy. Come. I'll never deny this truth. That's right, King. Right. So, and we know nothing new under the sun, like it's been circulating too. At one point in time, it was a man would be killed for keeping the commandments of the Most High or even professing himself at all to be a Jew. Let me get it real quick. Second Maccabees chapter 6, verse 6. Get that real quick. Second Maccabees chapter 6, verse 6, it says, neither was it lawful for a man to keep Sabbath days, or ancient feasts, or to profess himself at all to be a Jew. Con. Yep, con, y'all. So if there's no other question, comments, or concerns right now, just direct them to children of the prophets 144 at gmail.com. I'm gonna get with you. Maccabee, I'm gonna get with you. Other than that, like I said, no questions, comments, or concerns through the week. If you think of anything, shoot it there. I was asked by somebody, do I take donations for the ministry? I don't deny donation, but I don't ask for them either. If you feel that you want to help with it and help process and move it forward, so be it. I'll praise it to the Most High. If you don't, I'll praise it to the Most High. He provide. All right. So with that, family, I say, man, enjoy the rest of y'all Sabbaths. Bless y'all. I pray the word was edifying or strengthening. Like, comment, share this. So that other people can get the word and be blessed, man. Shabbat shalom.